Another day, another Patriots signing. This time, Stephon Diggs, $69 million, 3-year deal, and 20 something of it is guaranteed. So my guess is that first year is guaranteed money, and then after that, if he's washed, then well, we'll go from there. But does our wide receiver room get better today? Without a doubt, right? But I think it's unreasonable to think that this solves everything, because I think where he was in Houston was a great fit for him, and I'm actually surprised that they didn't keep him, because Stephon Diggs being a number 2 behind Nico Collins was great for him. I think him and Cooper Kupp fill a very similar role, in my opinion, where they're both aging wide receivers that will perform better alongside another really good receiver, which is why I'm hesitant to be excited. Obviously, Stephon Diggs is a great player, and I think Drake May will get him the ball enough to where he's going to impact the game consistently. But I don't know. It's tough to say, because now, in terms of glaring holes in this Patriots offense, obviously left tackle is the biggest. Now left tackle is the biggest. But I still think wide receiver could be improved. I think, honestly, I would like some running back competition with Ramondre. And obviously those two positions in this year's draft, there are quite a few names out there that we could end up going with, either at left tackle or at running back. And from what I've seen, it seems like both of those positions are actually pretty deep in terms of this draft. Or maybe not left tackle, but more like offensive line. Offensive line and running back seem to be pretty deep in this draft class. So I think we can get maybe even multiple picks in those positions, and I would be okay with it. Maybe not running back as much as... actually, I would probably rather have more receiver help than running back help if we were to do that, if we were to have multiple picks in those positions. But the way this looks from the outside looking in is definitely that we're picking up Stephon Diggs, and we're going to draft Will Campbell or that Banks kid from Texas at our left tackle spot. And at the number 4 pick, and then go from there. I don't know, I haven't really dug too much into 2nd, 3rd, 4th round picks this year. Mostly just because we have the number 4 pick, and the way it's looking is that 2 quarterbacks are going to go in the top 3. So that means we will end up, basically we will be able to choose between either Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter, because one of them is going to fall if both Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders goes top 3. And I think that will happen, even though the Giants just got Russell Wilson. But that's a whole other thing. I still think the Titans definitely need quarterback, and I think the Browns need quarterback. But I feel like the Browns are more willing to trade down than the Titans are. I think the Titans seem to like Cam Ward a lot. So I think I'm very confident he will go number 1. And then I think the Giants would rather have, if I were the Giants, I would stay at 3 and then grab whoever. I mean, if both of them fall to you, have your pick of Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter. If one of them gets picked at number 2, I'm yapping, bro. I'm actually yapping, bro. This is supposed to be Patriots, bro. What am I doing? But yeah, back to Patriots. Shit. At first, when I was thinking about the Stephon Diggs signing, I was kind of worried because he is going to be coming off an injury, and he is going to be the number 1 at the moment. So he's going to get a lot of the attention from opposing cornerbacks and defenses in general. And I mean, really, it is the injury, because if we can get him back to 70% of what he was before the injury, I actually think the price that we paid for him was pretty good. If we can get 70% of that production back. Because he was actually looking really good in Houston before he got injured. Obviously, that was with most of the defense's attention being on Nico Collins and Mixon. But I still think he did well. He was still a great route runner. He still had great ball skills. He was able to get open, able to all that kind of stuff. The important receiver stuff, right? But yeah, coming off the injury is definitely a concern for me, and I would really like to get him an alpha receiver. So, whether that be Teteroa McMillan in the draft, man, that would be such a great combo for Drake, man. Teteroa McMillan and Stephon Diggs with the receiver core we already had as competing for the 3. That would be a solved wide receiver room. In my opinion, that would solve the wide receiver room if we drafted Teteroa McMillan at number 4. I think that would solve it. At least for the next year or 2 before Diggs either is injured or retires or whatever. I should just stop recording. But yeah, I think that would definitely solve it. Will we go that way in the draft though? That's where I'm questioning, because wide receiver now is definitely not a number 1 priority. Number 1 priority right now is left tackle. So I think now the draft conversation is just so difficult to predict for the Patriots, because we're kind of at this Goldilocks zone where we can kind of go with anyone we want. Either best player available, or wide receiver, or left tackle, or even, I've been thinking about it, taking Ashton Genty at 4. Is that crazy? I don't know, man. That kid's a absolute monster. I might just talk about that. I got to think about Ashton Genty of the Patriots for a little bit. That would be pretty crazy. But as it stands, I don't think our wide receiver room is perfect. I think we're definitely better. I'm really glad that we're paying players for long-term deals, and we're going to have at least a solid defense. And at this point, I don't know about the offensive line and just the offense in general. I think the play calling will be better. I don't know, Drake will be better. I don't know, man. I don't really know what the floor is for this team. The ceiling for this team is a first-round exit in the playoffs. That's my ceiling for this team right now. No matter who we draft, right? But the floor for this team, I have no idea. I guess the floor would just be where we were last year, and we're just as bad. But no, there's no way we're a 3-win team next year. We're better than 3 wins. Maybe a 5 wins. Maybe 5 wins is our floor. Maybe that's delusional. Maybe we're worse than that. But seeing the schedule. By the way, look at the Patriots schedule. If you haven't looked at the Patriots schedule, there are some tomato cans on the schedule. That's all I'll say. There are some tomato cans on that schedule. And I don't think we have a London game, so we will have 9 home games. Will we have 9 home games? I don't know. I'll try to beat everyone. Yeah.